Welcome back everyone, this is our 5th installment looking at the secrets of Titanfall 2, and today we are going to examine the Nuclear Eject perk and discover exactly how it works, how to use it to maximum impact, and also how to avoid it. Okay, so full disclosure, I hate Nuclear Eject. I think it is cheap, I think it's irritating, and I much prefer to use Overcore or an extra dash myself. But to use Nuclear Eject well is actually pretty difficult, as we will discover in this video. Let's start by covering that not so secret stuff first. You can only use Nuclear Eject when your Titan is already doomed. Otherwise you will only initiate a normal eject sequence, and that's pretty boring. But when you do go nuclear, there will be a brief animation where you press some extra buttons in the cockpit, you will fly high up in the air when you eject, your Titan will stay on the ground, and it'll start glowing white, before exploding after a few moments. Let's now have a quick look at how much damage the Nuclear Eject actually does. So at point blank range, face to face with your enemy, the explosion will fully destroy an enemy Titan, as we can see here. Now if we do move on out to a range of 5 meters, the explosion will still destroy this Scorch. We even tried this range with a full health and shielded Superior Chassis Monarch, and it had the exact same effect. Moving out a bit further to a range of 10 meters, we start to see some changes. This Ogre Chassis Titan survives with a tiny amount of health, so at this range it is deadly to all medium and light Titans, and will probably kill anything else if they have taken any damage at all. We went on to investigate the 15 meter mark, and we can see that almost 3 bars of health disappear. This looks to be around 7,000 damage. Now it is still enough to cripple a Titan, but probably not quite enough to outright kill it unless you are low already. Finally, at a range of 20 meters, you are completely safe. The explosion deals no damage whatsoever. The initial damage is massive, but the range drop off is quite rapid. So you really want to be as close as possible to your enemies when you use Nuclear Eject. This is really important, and by the same token, every meter that you move back when avoiding the blast can potentially save you thousands of health points. Now there are 4 other important secrets to how this damage is actually transferred that will affect how you use this ability. First off, the range of the explosion is equally big in a vertical direction, so if you eject under a roof, you will probably die in your own explosion. This also means that when a target is above you, you want to get as close as possible, so you can actually use North Star to use VTOL hover to get closer to aerial targets. A good example of this is an enemy dropship just as they are about to escape, and this will almost guarantee that you deny that extraction and pick up those lovely dropship explosion kills. Secondly, the damage from Nuclear Eject is not dealt in one big tick, but lots of smaller rapid ticks. This is helpful to know when escaping the explosion, as it is still worth it to move back as the explosion continues to decrease the damage of subsequent ticks. The third secret here is pretty obvious: the damage requires line of sight. Solid cover such as walls and buildings will protect you from the explosion, but you can't hide behind other Titans or in trees if you're a pilot. Finally, the damage seems to bypass most defenses that Titans can put up. The following tests were conducted at a range of 5 meters, which would be lethal damage for all Titans. Let's have a look at what happens to Scorch's Flame Shield. We can see that it has no effect at all. The exact same thing applies for Ion's Vortex Shield, no defense. And of course it remains the same for Legion's Gun Shield, no protection offered. Now Tone's Particle Wall is interesting because although the Tone is instantly destroyed even while hiding behind it, the shield remains completely intact and will actually hang around until its duration finishes up. Finally, Ronin is the only Titan capable of blocking the damage properly. Sword Block will decrease the damage by 75% as per normal, and while a full 90% while in Sword Core. So if most Titans can't use their defenses against this ability, what can they actually do to escape it? Well, you can walk backwards. Most Titans can simply walk out of the explosion range and take no damage, if they don't slow down to bother putting up defenses, because they don't work anyway. If you have a dash ready, there is no reason that you should take any damage at all. The only issue here is for those really slow Titans that have no dash, or maybe they already used their dash to get close and go for the execution when the eject occurs. Then they can take some massive damage, but can still survive it if they move back as fast as they can. So if this nuclear explosion is so easy to escape, what are some secrets that can help pilots with nuclear eject actually get value out of it? The first little trick involves North Star, and this is where you use the tether trap to lock a target in place while you nuclear eject on them. It is simple and easy to execute, but it is also a bit cheesy and cheap, so I don't want to encourage this one too much. The second is to use Ronin. Phase dash towards an enemy and nuclear eject while phasing. The explosion startup won't actually begin until you exit phase dash, but because it is difficult to predict where you will end up, your opponent will often take a small moment longer to find you before they can decide what direction is the fastest to run away in. Now you can also walk into a dormant enemy Titan's dome shield and blow up for a really cheap Titan trade. This will probably get you hate mail, but now you know that if you just drop in your Titan and leave it there, some guy could come up and do this and make you really mad. But the best secret to making nuclear eject work isn't really a secret at all. It just comes down to excellent positioning. Use it when an enemy is cornered or blocked in by teammates, and also be very careful. You want to get in close to use it, but if you mistime your eject by just a split second, your enemies can initiate an execution, and then there is nothing you can do about it. Honestly, I feel a bit dirty making this video, and I hope it doesn't make too many more people run around using this perk, but by understanding how it functions, maybe it will also help people avoid the explosion. Just remember to run away. Don't bother putting up a shield or anything like that, just run. Get 20 meters away and then you will be fine. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This was Ascendance from 4FS Gaming. Please let us know in the comments what ability you would like us to investigate next, and let us know if we missed anything about nuclear eject that you think is helpful. And please don't hate on me too much for focusing on this ability. It's just something that I see a lot out there, even though I don't necessarily recommend it. Until next time, have a good one.